Good evening. Welcome in daily UPSC editorial audio program. Mental health in India's material world. The Hindu. Transform workplaces into supportive spaces. Now the full editorial. Mental health in India's material world. The Hindu. India is facing a mental health epidemic with the urban living, financial instability, and fierce competition as significant contributors. Soumyajit Bhar and Kalpita Bhar Paul. Somjit Bhar is Assistant Professor and Assistant Dean Admissions and Outreach at the School of Liberal Studies, BML, Munjal University. Kalpita Bhar Paul is an Assistant Professor of Philosophy at the School of Liberal Studies, BML, Munjal University. In July this year, the case of a 26-year-old woman executive working for a multinational consulting firm ending her life due to immense work pressure moved to spotlight to an important issue that concerns millions of working Indians. In September, a 38-year-old software engineer with 15 years of experience in a Chennai-based firm ended his life. He was on medication for depression caused by work stress. Despite their successful careers, the loss of these lives underscores a growing mental health crisis in India, where success is often equated with relentless productivity and material wealth. These events reveal the struggles many face, such as battling depression, anxiety, and a lack of purpose, even as they put up a facade of success and contentment. India is currently witnessing a surge in mental health disorders, according to the Lancet Psychiatry Commission. Over 197 million people suffer from conditions such as depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. Economic growth has created new opportunities, but it has also intensified societal pressure and personal expectations. As India's developmental aspirations rise, mental being is often overlooked, fueling a crisis driven by materialism and a growing disconnect from community and self-awareness. At the core of this crisis are existential questions that have guided human thought since the times of Socrates and Aristotle, such as who am I? What is the purpose of my life? How should I live? Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living, highlighting the need for self-reflection. Aristotle linked a good life to eudaimonia, flourishing through virtuous living. Today, these essential inquiries are overshadowed by the pursuit of efficiency, productivity, and material wealth. As India embraces consumerism, this focus on affluence distances individuals from deeper self-reflection, exacerbating the mental health crisis, rising stress and anxiety. India is grappling with a mental health pandemic with millions suffer from disorders such as depression and anxiety. The relentless pressures of urban living, financial instability, and fierce competition are significant contributors. Even those who achieve material success often find that and wealth and status do not deliver true well-being. Instead, many feel isolated and disconnected from their communities, experiencing a profound sense of purposelessness. While material wealth provides temporary comfort, it fails to meet deeper emotional and psychological needs. The growing focus on consumerism, particularly in urban areas, has fostered a culture where luxury and conspicuous goods define status. This lead to feelings of inadequacy, stress, and social comparison. As Ernest Becker noted, much of human behavior is driven by the fear of impermanence and insignificance. People chase material wealth for social validation, hoping it will bring lasting happiness, but this pursuit neglects self-awareness. The endless quest for affluence disconnects individuals from the essential elements of a meaningful life: self-awareness, purpose, and meaningful relationship, trapping them in a cycle of dissatisfaction. To break this cycle, we must think what constitute a good life. Current political and economic priorities reinforce the belief that wealth and consumption adequate to happiness. This mindset shapes societal norms, encouraging consumption-driven choices that further entrench the mental health crisis. Collective action, community as solutions to address this crisis. We must shift focus from individual success to collective well-being. Studies show that strong social connections, supportive communities, and meaningful work are critical to mental health. However, work-life balance and legal protection are increasingly under threat. The social political climate in India, where young individuals desperately strive for a consumeristic good life, has led to proposals such as extended work hours. For instance, the Karnataka Shops and Commercial Establishments Amendment Bill 2024 permits employees to work more than 12 hours a day up to 125 hours in 3 months. Amid rapid urbanization and personal achievements, it is essential to remind ourselves of the deeper, meaningful, and purpose in life that can be found through community, joy, and friendship. Examples from other countries often offer lessons. In Brazil, community gardens have help residents reconnect by sharing responsibilities and fostering a sense of belonging. Similar initiatives in India could counteract the isolation fostered by urban living and consumerism, bringing people together to create stronger social bonds. Improving mental health requires embracing community oriented living that challenges the individualized lifestyle promoted by consumer culture. Modern consumerism equates freedom with personal consumption, weakening social bonds that traditionally held communities together in the nurture emotional and psychological well-being. In community settings, people share resources and experiences, reducing the pressure to compare for individual success. This strengthens social support networks and reintroduces the value of interdependence, where well-being is measured by relationships and contributions to the group rather than personal wealth. Unlike the isolation and comparison promoted by consumer culture, community living foster empathy, mindfulness, and human connection, providing fulfillment through shared experiences. These environments offer a sense of belonging, purpose, and security, all of which are crucial for reducing stress and mental health issues. Consumer choice and liberty. A significant contributor to India's mental health crisis is the reduction of freedom to consumer choice. As India's middle class expand, many equate their ability to buy goods with personal freedom and success. However, this perspective prior, prioritizes material wealth over deeper values such as equality and fraternity. The result is a society where happiness is measured by buying power, leading to an endless cycle of consumption that does little to improve long-term mental health. By reducing freedom to consumer choice, individuals feel growing inadequacy, unable to meet rising standard of success. In contrast, prioritizing connection, community, and equity provides a healthier foundation for both personal well-being and societal progress. Addressing India's mental health crisis requires rethinking what it means to live a good life. We must challenge the materialistic notion of a success and refocus on mental, emotional, and social well-being. The solution lies in adopting alternative pathways that prioritize communities and collective action over individual wealth accumulation. Programs that promote mindfulness, social emotional learning, community living, and mental health awareness are essential for creating a culture that values mental well-being. Additionally, social policies that reduce inequality and provide mental health support are crucial to address the crisis. A truly good life is not about how much we can buy or achieve, but about how we relate to ourselves, our communities, and our environment. By prioritizing community, equity, and mental well being, we can build a healthier, more connected society where people feel supported and valued. Only by addressing the root cause of the mental health crisis can we pave the way for a more meaningful and fulfilling future for all. Transform workplaces into supportive spaces. The belief system where success is tied to a brutal work culture need to be phased out. P. John J. Kennedy. P. John J. Kennedy is professor and dean Christ University, Bangalore. In recent years, a troubling trend has emerged in several countries, a rise in suicide among young professionals, frequently attributed to overwhelming stress and tension at the workplace. The crisis underscores the increasing strain caused by excessive work, reminiscent of the Japanese term karoshi, which translate to death from overwork. In 2023, 2,900 people in Japan ended their life due to overwork. What what was once a term specific to Japan has now found resonance with other parts of the world, especially as the relentless drive for profit and productivity continues to overshadow mental health, personal well-being, and even human lives. A statista report on suicide among Indian professionals in private sector for the year 2022 puts a number as 11,486, a competitive economy. The reason behind this brutal work culture is clear: profit. In today's competitive economy, businesses focus on cost cutting, efficiency, and productivity. As a result, employees come under immense pressure to meet unrealistic expectations, often working long hours and under strenuous conditions. Many organizations have adopted a belief system where success is tied to a hustle and bustle culture, assuming that perpetual activity will lead to a better results. This mindset is now new. Some scholars believe that the roots of this work of obsession can be traced back to Max Weber's influential work, the Protestant ethnic Protestant ethic and the spirit of capitalism, which links hard work with moral virtue. According to Weber, success and diligence were not just sign of professional capability, but of moral worth. Today, unfortunately, this ethos thrive in high stakes industries such as technology, finance, and law, where not just hard work but also overwork is celebrated and even glorified. The consequences are devastating. Cognitive dissonance theory, a psychological concept, helps explain how employers justify this grueling work environment. Once becomes normalized, employers may rationalize it as beneficial or even essential for organizational growth. From a business standpoint, the belief often emerges that pushing employees to their limit will filter out the weak and reward the strong, fostering a culture of hyper competition. However, this distorted view ignores the steep human cost. Chronic stress lead to burnout, anxiety, depression, and tragically suicide in some class. Importance of employee well-being. This myopic understanding of work and success prevents companies from considering alternative models that prioritize employee well-being. Although research has consistently shown that happier employees are more productive, the relations movement, which began in the early 20th century, underscored the importance of employee satisfaction in improving organizational efficiency. This perspective has slowly regained traction today as more companies are embracing flexible work hours, mental health initiatives, and policies to promote work life balance. The challenge now is to move beyond profit maximization to a long term view that treats human capital as a core asset. So, how do we get there? While dismissing this as wishful thinking is tempting, meaningful change is possible. The first step for companies is to reassess their work culture and expectations. Employers should reduce excessive work hours, working hours, offer flexible schedules, and embrace remote work when possible. Studies have shown that employees with more control over their schedule report higher job satisfaction and reduces stress levels. Encouraging regular breaks and vacations is also vital in preventing burnout. Equally important is providing psychological support. Companies should invest in employee assistance programs and ensure that mental health professionals are accessible. Psychological research has proven that early intervention can dramatically reduce the long-term effect of workplace stress. It is also crucial to foster open conversations around mental health, eliminating the stigma that often surrounds seeking help. Focus on work quality. Supervisors and managers are pivotal to driving this transformation. They must be trained to recognize signs of burnout, such as emotional exhaustion or disengagement. The intervene before problems escalate. The culture where mental health check-ins are routine and stress management is prioritized can create a healthier and more sustainable workforce. Additionally, companies should shift their focus away from measuring productivity solely based on the quantity of time spent or deadlines met. Instead, performance metrics should emphasize the quality of work. This approach would help create an environment where output is valued for its depth and impact rather than sheer volume. Lastly, the deeply ingrained myth that constant busyness equates to productivity must be debunked. A balanced and sustainable work culture benefits employees and their organizations. Employers should set realistic expectations, and employees must feel empowered to set boundaries around their work hours. This includes saying no when workloads become unmanageable, a daunting but necessary step in maintaining mental health. The issue of workplace stress is both societal and personal. Addressing it requires collective effort. While employees can build resilience through mindfulness, regular exercise, and a strong social support network, seeking professional help should never be delayed when stress becomes overwhelming. Employers and employees must take concrete step to break the cycle of overwork and promote the culture that values holistic well-being. Only by doing so can we achieve sustainable productivity and a future where life is valued above profit. Thank you.